Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Peacekeepers podcast. I am the octahedron. This is Trevor. Say hi, Trevor.
Hey, fuckers.
This is Connor. No, wait, no, not Connor. Sorry, DuckY. Hey,
Oh,
And finally, Squidward Chat.
Howdy there.
Just say
okay.
hi.
Oh god.
So a lot to recap. A lot of stuff has gone down on Twitter recently. For example, for starters, the big one, Spider-Man PS4 is now available worldwide, so that's great.
Yeah.
And of course, the Spidey Squad is in full force, basically enjoying the game as everyone else. And I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but it's my new pinned tweet now. I no longer hold any sort of resentment towards Evan Falarka or the Spidey Squad because with the release of the game,
point to now.
there's no point to hold any sort of grudge against them anymore because in the end, all of this was over a game, and it literally took me a tweet from Godzilla Mendoza himself. Well, Xavier, I'll just call him Xavier since you guys know who I'm talking about. It literally only took a tweet from Xavier for me to just realize that there was no point in just continuing to talk about how much I resented the squad. Because in the end, even though for the amount of shitty people that are in the squad, there's way more good people that actually respect those with different opinions.
Without
about
doubt.
Yeah, and because of the fact that some of them have done egregious things in the past, they're still people. So
Yeah.
I'm done with them. They can enjoy the game all they want. I love the game too. I love talking with them about it. It's fine. It's all good, guys. But
we should talk about the game too.
Yeah, we will.
I don't want this to be an ASMR session, so when I eat, I'm just gonna move my mic.
Yeah, when you're doing that noise, breathing into the mic, you should mute it too, or some shit.
Just ASMR. But going off into more serious territory, something went down. I think it was it a week ago or 2 weeks ago?
It was it was a week ago, just right after we started after we posted episode 1.
Right after episode 1 was concluded, something happened with I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of them, but the Spidey Force.
I'm sure we all have.
Everyone knows about them now because that whole situation.
Oh yeah.
But what we're about to go over is basically so. To summarize, the Spidey Force were a group of individuals, or someone decided to make an account basically for people who had different opinions about the game. It was basically just a big middle. I guess it was supposed to be a middle finger, or a low key middle finger to the Spidey Squad during the whole drama.
kind of like a response to the Spidey Squad.
Kind of like how we are.
Yeah.
I mean, or were actually, because but
Yeah.
anyway. Obviously, the Spidey Squad felt like they were ripping them off, and they took offense to it, but they didn't exactly show any hostility towards them, so it was fine.
Yeah.
Good old character
The
development.
situation that we're about to go over, I don't know much about it. I'm assuming Trevor does know more.
I've read part of the tweet, and it has to do with rape. That's the sure of it. And whenever something has to do with that, god damn it. Now this video is gonna get taken off. Fuck. No, nope. Continue. Let's continue with that.
It's not in the title. It's not in the title. Don't worry. So
yeah.
it's not. Just Spidey Force controversy. I guess that'll be the title. I don't know.
Yeah, the Spidey Force or some shit. But literally, this the whole fucking thing is just terrible. I'm gonna be honest. This rape is worse than fucking harassment. It's worse.
Right.
It's worse than all of that.
It's
So basically, to sum it all up, to generalize it, the Spidey Force basically got caught lacking, and they basically made a tweet towards somebody. I can't remember this guy's name, but it was supposedly somebody that they were associated with. He basically started talking shit about him and basically just raped his wife in front of him.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
right after the game
He
release.
threatened to
Shit.
assault him, and he threatened to.
Oh, here's the tweet. It's actually here's the tweet. It's basically targeted towards Dan Ralston.
Yeah, I think that's his name.
Oh my fucking god.
Dude, I still have trouble actually thinking that I actually trusted them.
The tweet is not even coherent at all at points. Sometimes it just spouts random shit. It felt like a 12-year-old got on there and started to type.
You know, that would be a believable story.
Well, of course. What do you expect from 12-year-olds? I've met some of them.
We've all met 12-year-olds at some point, but this is ridiculous. Dude, it's one thing to threaten to beat someone up over the internet, because everyone does that. Everyone threatens to beat somebody up, in arguments.
But when you bring someone's wife into it,
this is threatening to rape your wife or your girlfriend or whatever. Dude,
that's fucked up.
That's fucking disgusting. I don't approve of that shit whatsoever. I'm just
reconsider
here right now. As soon as I heard about the whole situation concerning the Spidey Force, I immediately put that on blast. Because I wasn't the type of guy who just I didn't let my resentment of the Spidey Squad at the time get in the way of me seeing what's supposed to be right and wrong.
Of course.
Yeah, it's
I was what fucking I even said for all the shit. I even said in that tweet, for all the shit that I give to the Spidey Squad for them being a bunch of little kids and stuff like that, or at least some of them being little kids, because not all of them are that people. But the point I was trying to make was that for all the shit that I give to them for them being immature, at least they never threatened to rape anybody. Come on.
Yeah, that's for sure, because there is harassment out there, and everybody does that on the internet. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But if someone's gonna threaten to rape somebody, that's just on a whole new level of fucking stupidity and just garbage. I've seen the worst of people out there, and it's awful. There are some genuinely awful people out there, and whoever fucking tweeted that is probably the epitome of that.
It's the worst timing ever. Once you start to accept them, it's boom, this shit happens.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's like a friend. It's like a friend going behind your back and saying "fuck you" after all the things you've done for them.
Exactly. Yeah. Dude, this is fucking ridiculous. But the good thing is that as soon as I ostracized him, it got a lot of attention, and it got Xavier's attention, and he even put him on blast as well.
Good.
So that allowed a lot of people to find out about the Spidey Force, and since then, I think he's gotten a ton of hate. Actually,
well, it's deserved.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is kind of justified, but I hope it doesn't get to the point where he threatens to kill himself, because at the same time, even though people make threats like these sometimes on the internet, it doesn't mean people should kill themselves over.
Oh no, they just need to learn a lesson.
Yeah, they definitely need to learn a lesson, but if he kills himself over this, it'll either be out of attention seeking or because he actually was legitimately harassed by people. Because
sometimes words have a way of getting to people
yeah, they do. They do.
Like me, during my time back in December, I was so fucking hurt. But then I decided to jump into some Discord servers and then meet a couple friends, like Snowy Pinko, for example, and she ended up changing my life along with other people and made me a better person.
Same here, But yeah, moving on from that, to conclude the whole Spidey Force situation, I'm just glad that we cut that person off when the time was right, because, he basically just proved that we couldn't trust him anymore, and he tried He basically tried to excuse himself out of what he did.
So he basically tried to cover it up, kind of like how the military tried to cover up Pat Tillman's death.
Yeah, I guess it's a good analogy, but
trust me, and on the internet, I'm moving my mic for a second. On the internet, you cannot trust many people out here. You can't.
Yeah, that's a fact. Everyone's a clout.
You either meet some people that are good, or you meet somebody that are sociopaths and pretend to be good and just screw you over in the end. I've met some of those people before, and I've just been on both sides. It's bad.
Oh man, it must suck. Trust me.
There's ever been a good thing that happened in the last week.
What?
the game, you know,
Oh, yeah,
that thing.
Game of the year. Game of the fucking year.
And to me, it's like either God of War or Spider-Man at this point.
Game of the fucking
Yeah,
year.
there's pretty much no other game that's pretty much going to win Game of the Year. It's all down. Everyone's talking about either God of War or Spider-Man.
Some people are talking about Red Dead Redemption 2, but I'm like, fuck right off with that.
Like, dude, you know what? That's way too late. Like, they honestly fucked up when it came to the release date. They knew that they wouldn't. People are going to be too busy playing Spider-Man because, like, you know, it's interesting because like people haven't had a good Spider-Man game in like 4 years.
It's
They
like
haven't
what
had, actually no, 7 years actually because like the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 weren't even good games to begin with, and the last good Spider-Man game was time.
Yeah.
So it was really refreshing because you know some people aren't that many big fans of Spider-Man in general, but like you know this new game might pique their interest because like you know it's telling like a brand new story, like not
And
taking
the story is
out of
really fucking good.
the movies or the comics, like
Yeah.
it's all new.
But obviously Dan Slott decided to put Doc Ock in here like usual. But hey, it's not a bad
Like,
thing.
you can't
I mean,
resist.
it's not a bad thing, but like it's pretty obvious.
Oh yeah, like as soon as I started the game and as soon as I saw Octavius, I'm like, you are gonna be a villain, aren't you? And then it was pathetically obvious.
It's dead. It's pathetically obvious that it was going to be Doc Ock. Honestly,
I really thought it was Green Goblin the whole time until I saw him.
I thought it was Green Goblin.
So,
Doc Ock, honestly.
Oh yeah, we're probably gonna go into full spoilers for the game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
we already started, so
Yeah,
we pretty
guys,
much started, but like,
should have had a spoiler warning there.
well,
What's
I mean,
up?
I'm pretty
I'm
sure
here
it's
now.
fair to assume that everyone knows that Doc Ock is the main villain at this point, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
And it's a week
everybody-
after the game.
Everyone knows. But one thing I want to talk about in particular is like the future of Norman Osborn and Harry.
End
how I
credit scene had me shook.
They're probably gonna use the fucking symbiote, that's for sure.
I thought Aunt May was
No, but,
still
like,
in.
Hear me out, guys. So I realized like near the end of the game, Sable.
That may should have been the villain. That would have been a plot twist.
God damn it.
Okay, back to what I was saying. So, as you all know, near the end, Silver Sable calls Spider-Man basically to talk to him about how she's leaving New York, but her soldiers are staying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, but so, what if, like, in this...
Hello?
Like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
I didn't get
Yeah.
you there.
Alright, I'll repeat it. You guys
The
know...
helmet.
Yeah, the helmet that MJ found in Norman's
Yeah, that's
house.
obviously
Oh.
going to be a Green Goblin helmet.
Yeah.
No, because
Oh,
like
the
you guys
helmet.
missed some. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but like there's two important details concerning the mask, like like when MJ is wearing it, and the schematics. If you notice in like the schematics, at the bottom right corner, it literally says ASM 14 prototype. The
Amazing Spider-Man
Amazing
14.
Spider-Man issue 14, exactly. Green Goblin's first appearance.
Exactly.
And it shows up again at the top of the helmet's layout, except it reads GG. What was it again? GG 1964-07 something. I'm not sure.
Good
I mean,
game. That's what
if we
that's
go
what
to
it
the-
is.
Never even noticed that.
The
Yeah,
post credits,
Green
the
Goblin's
lighting.
was July 1964. Amazing Spider-Man issue 14, and that serial number for the helmet was basically a huge hint. And if you guys even pay attention, at the top left corner when MJ is wearing the helmet, you can even see the schematic for the glider.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
the post credits scene, the
pretty much-
fighting on Norman's face, that told a lot about it.
Right.
And going back to what I was saying about Sable's men, I have a feeling that they're probably going to become like Norman soldiers for the Goblin Nation, because obviously I'm assuming Dan Slott is going to return as the writer. As one.
Oh, I hope not. Please no.
Boo.
I mean, it's inevitable. Like, come on,
I really don't.
Even though Dan
whenever-
Slott was involved in the writing for this game, was actually really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It's probably the best material Slot has ever put out.
Besides,
it's not like
Spider-Man.
he had full control over it. So
Yeah. He was like,
I mean,
he
it
was
wasn't
like, he was
always
like Sam
supervisor
Raimi
or something.
and Sony. It was like Sam Raimi and Sony at this point, but instead, it was actually writers that were able to make a good story around it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not just that. There's also like Christos Gage, Brian Tahar, Huge props to Brian Intihar, by the way, because like he's essentially without him, I don't think
the game would exist.
The game wouldn't exist. So he's basically, I'm gonna assume like if the sequel ends up being better than the first game, then I can pretty much just call him the Sam Raimi of Spider-Man games because he knows his shit. He knows what.
I mean, Venom's gonna be in the next one, so it's automatically gonna be good.
Yeah.
But then we'll get like Spider-Man Arkham Knight.
That's the only thing I'm scared for.
No.
God. Dude, my brother actually played the game, and he basically said it's just Arkham.
I hate people who say that. Like,
like Spider-Man is so much more agile and stuff like that.
And he's not cartwheeling all across the screen like Batman does.
Yeah, he's not like breaking the laws of physics.
Mm-hmm.
The combat is much better.
Yeah, I like how you can't. Yeah, I like it. Like point blank, if my arms can reach you, you should get punched. If you're across the street, I shouldn't be able to punch you.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, though, like, let me talk about some stuff that I want for the sequel. So, since Green Goblin and Venom are probably going to be in the sequel, I'm probably going to assume that I'm hoping Insomniac takes advantage of its inspiration taken from the Ultimate Comics and actually takes it a bit of a step further. And they take a little bit of some inspiration from the Ultimate Spider-Man game where you played as the main villain, Venom, but instead you play as the Green Goblin in certain parts of the story.
Well, it would be like that parallel from Spider-Man 1 where you see the point of view of Norman and Peter.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Be great. And one thing I'm really hoping that the story is either Goblin Nation. Well, I'm pretty sure it won't be, or probably it'll probably just be either another symbiote invasion or just like an interpretation of Maximum Carnage.
It'll probably be symbiote invasion. Like it's obvious because of the post-credit scene.
I really hope that it doesn't like Web of Shadows level.
We don't exactly have any proof that it is going to be a symbiote invasion because, like, so far Harry's the only one.
Yeah.
Guys, we're pretty much like MatPat at this point. We're just theorizing stuff.
Yeah.
Except we're actually good at it.
We're actually good at it, and we're not profit off of it. So.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like when I knew instantly when there was no news of Black Suit, it was like, yeah, the Black Suit's definitely gonna be in the sequel.
Of course.
I wonder what kind of like if it's probably gonna be like a mix of the combat that was used in the first game mixed in with the combat from the symbiote combat from Web of Shadows. I wonder how they're going to make that work.
I think it should be like.
I'd rather have the combat from this game, really.
Yeah.
Every time.
Just like.
But like, what I'm really wondering is how they're going to make the symbiote powers like work. Or like, is Peter gonna have tendrils? Is he gonna?
I think his power is like melee attacks just do 10 times more damage or something.
Yeah.
Plus, we've already like, if you like pay attention to some of the stuff that you collect with the backpacks, you'll find like a little like, good luck card that Peter got signed at the Daily Bugle on his last day, and one of the signatures that he received was from Eddie Brock. So we know that Eddie.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I just noticed Betty Brant and Jameson.
Yeah, Eddie Brock signed that good luck card too, so that pretty much confirms that he exists in this universe. So.
Man, I hope. I was really hoping that it was gonna be Eddie, but I'm down with Harry, especially since Green Goblin is basically confirmed too.
Yeah,
it's true. Like people have I remember back in a YouTube video that I saw, someone made a YouTube video basically saying that Harry should have been Venom instead of Eddie in Spider-Man 3.
It would have worked, to be honest.
It could have worked, honestly.
Yeah, it could have worked.
Yeah,
it's like father-son duo fighting.
I don't really mind seeing Harry as Venom, since we've already seen him as Venom in Ultimate Spider-Man, even though
we don't talk about that.
Let's just be real, like, the first season is the only good season, or at least the only half-decent season.
Yeah, the whole intro to S.H.I.E.L.D.
I only watch Spectacular Spider-Man, and that's because of Connor.
Thank God for Connor, because, without him, you wouldn't have known the glorious Spectacular Spider-Man.
Actually, that's how I met him.
You're welcome. Yeah, we watched, 4 episodes together.
Yeah, it was a blast. Also, here's a little advert. It's raining outside, so if anyone hears any rain, that's me. It's my fault.
Don't worry about it, dude.
Is this episode just ASMR? No, like just rain sounds and me eating.
So great.
You know, if Norman's like the goblin, and then you could keep Harry away from that by having him become Venom.
I was really
It'd be
hoping
a lot more interesting.
Yeah, I was like thinking really hard. It would be fun, like you fight Venom, but Harry's antagonizing him, whereas Peter's trying to get the symbiote off of him by saying completely different things.
Right.
And also another thing, like, what if they actually decide to go a bit of an infamous route and actually decide to use a good and bad ending, just like in Web of Shadows?
Yeah, and also kind of like Metro Last Light and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, I don't know about the good and bad endings, because in sequels to games like that have that, there's always going to be a canon ending.
Yeah, Metro Last Light did that with the
And
redemption
ending that you got.
And
Saints Row.
everyone who got like the bad ending where RTM gets killed and stuff like that, and then they see a trailer for Exodus, they're gonna be confused as fuck.
Saints Row was a real, like, I ended the game with the evil ending unintentionally, then I see the chick alive in the sequel, I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's like why put a choice there? It's just there for artificial intention. I could say the same for Metro Last Light too. Like, I honestly think it wasn't done very well. I just wish like it could have been like more obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're gonna have choices, actually make them affect the story instead of like just having Spidey change his tone of voice when he yells at the Vulture.
Exactly.
I also like how in this new game, a little side note, if you enter a crime, like the car stealing, the stolen cars, and you would completely like swing away while in the middle of it, you'll have Jameson just call you a piece of shit over the radio.
Yeah.
He does that all the time. I love when
just have Alex Jones just call you a fuckhead.
Alex Jones for MCU, J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, dude.
The best Jameson one is where he's interviewing one of the corrupt people, and basically he just goes, Spider-Man beat up the mentally ill, and you have to sit there and say, he's right, he's right.
I love how he tries to justify beating up mentally ill people.
Wait. So, but at the same time, he's not calling them he's calling them mentally ill. He's assuming they have a mental illness. So he's basically like an enraged Spidey Squad member.
Yeah!
No shade to the Spidey Squad. I'm sorry. I know.
Oh man, that's crazy. That Spidey Squad pin, I really tried to find it first, so like I wouldn't have to find it later. That ended up being the last one I found. I was so mad at the fucking game.
Oh yeah,
dude. I was like, when I found the backpack, I was like, Yuri, I wonder how much they paid you to say that, because even if I had to say that about a terrible fan base, the money would be worth it.
Yeah, let's be real. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Yuri kind of felt a little bit like awkward when he had to say that, because like, you know, he didn't really expect the developers to do something that big for the fan base, but like, you know, anything to keep.
I don't think anyone did.
No, nobody did.
Because Spider-Man's a beloved character by like the whole world, but they shouted out this one group that's based on a small town in America.
True. And one thing I want to make clear is, like, this game, I'm telling you right now, if you guys really love, anyone who's, like, you know, watching this right now, if you guys really love Miles Morales as a character,
you're going to have a blast.
This game, you're going to have a blast.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, he is a better character in this game than he is in the comics in general. Like, seriously.
Yeah, Miles is leagues ahead of the comic.
About the spider, in the game, I wonder... It makes you wonder...
How the fuck did it not bite MJ?
Yes, I was about to ask that, you fuck!
Like, I'm thinking, hold up, is he gonna bite MJ or Miles? Like, Jesus.
Yeah, I was like, is MJ gonna get bitten? Because, like, the spider...
We totally could have gotten something like Renew Your Vows.
It was on her for, like, 3 whole hours.
Yeah, and she never even noticed.
Wait a minute. What if it actually did bite her and Insomniac isn't just it's just leading us on?
Then that would just confuse people.
Yeah, it would.
It would just be lazy. It'd be lazy, right?
It makes sense because, like, you know, they want to surprise people, you know. But
it's a surprise that's not really
one
well
thing
done.
I want to go over, like, real quick is, like, the lack of Gwen.
How did it stay on her when she jumped off the building? like attempted suicide. She just jumped off the building and the spider stuck.
I'm assuming it was inside of her jacket. Like, inside, you know what I'm saying?
Like inside the pockets that are inside the jacket that are also random
Either
pockets.
that or they just dug into, like, one of her shirt pockets. I'm not sure. But, one thing I want to go over is, how do you guys feel about, like, Gwen Stacy not being in this game? Like, and how do you think they're going to, like, go over her existence? Like, is Insomniac pretty much acknowledged the fact that she does exist in this universe?
I don't mind.
You don't mind?
I don't, like, honestly,
It didn't really-
I never
yeah.
cared about that.
Because, like, it's intriguing. Because you wonder, like, if she's not dead. They
Yeah.
never said
And
she's dead.
plus, ever since Amazing Spider-Man 2, every time I think of Gwen Stacy, it's just her getting killed, really.
I'm pretty sure Insomniac realized that everyone grew sick of Gwen Stacy after The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was such a flop, so they just decided just to hell with it. We're just gonna say that she's just like another love interest of Peter that didn't exactly go through so well. So he just cut her off, I guess. I don't know. They just went their separate ways. But,
Really hard breakup. Yeah.
No. Oh no, DuckY jumped off the roof.
oof.
Oh no.
Dang.
Ugh. Fuck. Probably lost connection or something.
Alright.
I'm gonna be right back.
Alright, I'm gonna go over...
Be right back.
Yeah. You know what? Let's just jump into another topic for a second while everybody...
Well, actually, I want to talk about one more thing. Like, I need to get this off my chest, because, like, this is going to sound controversial, okay?
Go ahead, because I love controversy.
Actually, Xavier kind of went over this a little bit, but I kind of want to expand on this. Does anyone else just get the feeling that Spider-Man PS4 just feels a lot like The Amazing Spider-Man 3, the video game?
No,
Okay.
I think of it as like a new universe.
Please, listen, hear me out, okay? First of all, the
No,
web
stop. I
shooters
don't want to hear your headcanon.
Listen.
My God.
The web shooters are exactly the same as TASM 2.
Exactly. I thought the
The
same.
plastic suit looks way too similar to the
Same
TASM 2
thing.
suit with a few minor changes.
Just not as
The
big.
front
That's
spider of the advanced suit is obviously a nod to Andrew Spider-Man. Okay? He's been in
The
a
back one
rivalry
is
with
creamy.
Kingpin, who was in the second game, for 8 years. Gwen isn't
Yeah, keep
around.
going.
MJ's around. Harry is sick. Norman's alive. We're talking game continuity, not movie continuity. And how Otto Octavius is introduced as well. Like how he hasn't become Dr. Octopus yet. And not to mention the fact that Vulture's wings look a lot similar to his wings that were shown in a display case in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh my God.
Okay, then what about Electro?
Electro,
Oh, yeah, what?
I can't. Yeah, that's the one.
He
thing
comes
that-
back as a white guy.
He's like that.
That
One,
guy's a white guy.
no. Listen, he's
That's
Electro
what happens when you like disintegrate. You come back
Electro
white.
basically became that race switching guy in the first Amazing Spider-Man movie where he was fighting Peter on the train.
Oh, so that was Electro.
My God.
the whole time.
Yeah, that's Electro.
There we go. That makes
I
sense.
thought Electro just did the Michael Jackson trick, but nope.
It also explains Mr. Negative, though, because Mr. Negative was like an Easter egg in the first Amazing Spider-Man game. So
He was? Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah,
now.
man.
The bench he sat at.
Yeah. Go
No, but
around
look-
and take photos of villains that were there. So
No, but
They even
exciting.
talk about him in the second one.
I don't exactly like how the game
You
has.
guys
still
are
has-
ruining the game for me.
I still don't like
This is
how
horrible.
the game has echoes of TASM 1 and 2.
I mean, it's like basically what TASM was supposed to be. So
Yeah.
I just think of it
Right.
as a new universe, really. Like Spider-Man just gets rebooted over and over. And
I
over
try my
again.
hardest to think of it as a new universe, but that idea of it being TASM 3 just pops into my head again.
So like ever since this game came out, and this new Peter is gonna be canon to Spider-Geddon, I've really been thinking, what if they add the film Peters to the Spider-Geddon?
they are
I don't know.
they are. They're adding Spider-Man to Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, as for like the takedowns and gameplay being similar, it's Spider-Man. Like, what are you gonna do to change it up?
I mean, if they're ripping off, if it looks similar to anything, it's from the boy Spider-Man Noir. He started that whole stealth trend.
That's right.
You mean Shattered Dimensions? Yeah.
Yeah, Noir.
But what was it that someone said before Connor said anything? Anyone?
Lost.
I was gonna change
Awkward
topics,
silence.
actually.
No,
Right,
because
go ahead.
Connor said something after somebody else did, and I can't remember.
Well, here's
But,
a little tidbit if we don't get this episode out. Well, considering this recording's on September 16th, today is actually my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
to you.
birthday.
Happy
Yeah, I'm
Yay.
16 now.
Happy
Congratulations.
birthday, dear Trevor.
Police obligated to lose virginity.
Oh, God. I
Yeah.
got my trusty companion cube. Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm pretty much 16 now. And I even got a birthday cake that was like Tomb Raider themed.
You're one of the
Yeah.
big boys now, Trevor.
Yeah.
Big boy. Big
But
boy.
I'm still a schizophrenic locked in aperture.
Oh boy.
Applaud.
Boy.
Yeah, boy.
But I
but
have
yeah.
no idea what to do.
Like the
So,
more the more I try to picture it as like its own universe, the more I just keep thinking about how it just feels a lot like TASM.
It
And
does.
I try my hardest to get over it, but at the same time, it's there. The way he perches over buildings, like
A wall run.
it's-
A wall run.
and wall running, like, oh god.
You know, when
That's-
Peter is running on walls, I'm surprised he doesn't break a window.
Right?
Yeah.
That's so, like you never hear like at least the slight crack of a window.
Yeah, like no, he doesn't even break a window. He just
Like,
doesn't
is he
even
not
have any
a-
property damage.
Like, is he so lightweight when he's wall running that he barely does any damage to the windows that he's running over at all?
Or maybe the developers forgot to add collision detection to the windows for them to break, but that's another story.
There's
Or
a lot
maybe
of
they just don't want Spider-Man to seem like a bad person in front of JJ after things that JJ has called him out on, so they just decided, nah, okay, we're not going to let him break the windows because we're just going to break physics just this once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone ever notice that? Remember the cafe where Peter's jumping around a cafe in the first?
Yes!
That's not even in the game.
I was waiting for it the whole time. I'm like, okay, so when am I gonna run through this cafe?
It's
You know what else I noticed? Like, what was it?
Like, this new thing where you could see inside the buildings, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be in a mission where I run through one building. Nope.
I think
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
guys.
cut from the mission
wrecking
where
ball.
you're on the big like armored truck. I'm pretty sure that it was
I
cut
feel
from that.
like it's really
the
supposed
armored truck thing is in there too.
Yeah, the armored truck is in there. The armored truck scene's there.
Yeah, no, I mean the cafe scene is cut from that mission.
Yeah, the
It-
wrecking
it-
ball scene is also cut from that mission too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. That's gone. Like what the
Yeah.
fuck?
It's gone.
They pulled a
The very-
Ubisoft on us.
the very first E3 gameplay was so like exciting that when I played it for the first time, it was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, they pulled a Watch Dogs on technically, but hey, it's like it's still better.
It's a good Watch Dogs.
Hey, at least it's a good game this time. But
Yeah.
hey, I will say
Right.
this. I know after Sunset Overdrive and Ratchet and Clank, I didn't think Insomniac would bring themselves out of the hole that they dug themselves into with those two games. But I was dead fucking wrong.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait for the sequel, guys. Like honestly,
Oh yeah, all they need to do is just retcon the Ratchet and Clank reboot and just give us a sequel to Into the Nexus, and then we're good.
I mean, now Evan Flark is gonna milk every detail of Venom.
Yeah. And then we have Tom
Well,
Hardy
I mean,
voicing Venom
I
again.
can't wait for that dance scene. That's just gonna be great.
Things.
Is
You
anyone
go
else
off.
just
Emo
keep-
Peter, I honestly, I found Emo Peter to be hysterical when I rewatched Spider-Man 3. I was laughing my ass off at it.
he's the best
I
part.
like what they did. Like, not like the idea. Let's make Peter a dick when he has the evil suit, so that way he realizes he's wrong. But the execution, like, what the fuck were they doing?
I don't even fucking know. It's
Who knows?
hysterical.
Who cares? That's not our deal. Spider-Man 3 is in history, and I'm glad it is, because without it, we wouldn't have gotten those many.
And plus, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 makes me want to appreciate Spider-Man 3 more.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is way worse than Spider-Man 3. I will cringe at anyone who says that Spider-Man 3 is worse than TASM 2. There's no way.
You cannot have a bad time watching Spider-Man 3. Like, you will have fun because...
You will have fun
No,
watching it.
even Cosmonaut Marcus agrees that the Amazing Spider-Man series is worse.
Exactly.
It's just trash in general because you know that it was just a waste of everybody's time.
And Sony just wanted to put out more Spider-Man just for the sake of it.
Because they wanted money.
Where Spider-Man 4 came out.
They wanted money, and I'm pretty sure Andrew Garfield felt bad about being Spider-Man throughout that entire time that he was Spider-Man, because of the fact that Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi never got to work on Spider-Man 4. He felt kind of responsible for taking that opportunity away from them.
No one told him to be handsome, okay?
Never told him to be a pretty boy.
No one should have given him a shitty script anyway. The least they could have done is like provide him with a decent script.
Oh yeah, it's not his fault.
Exactly.
It's
It's just like with Henry Cavill with Man of Steel. Like Henry Cavill is like a fine Superman. He's fine, but the script they gave him sucks.
Henry Cavill gets too much shit just because he was in Batman vs Superman.
Oh God! I actually recorded a commentary for Batman vs Superman with my friend Dalton, and at the end I was like, I don't give a shit anymore. Can this movie just fucking end, please?
Everyone wants.
But after watching BVS, I was like, fuck the DCEU. I'm out.
Yeah.
Well,
no, after Suicide Squad.
I'm gonna say something pretty controversial. I actually, the first time I watched it, I actually kind of enjoyed BVS.
Yeah. And plus, are we going off topic or something?
Yeah, we're going way off topic.
Yes, that's like one of our comments. Like one of our comments says we're going off topic. We need to stay on topic.
Spider-Man to BVS.
Alright.
Spider-Man.
Okay.
Look, like, I want to say like things I have. Oh, never mind. You go.
No, you go.
Okay, like before we like praise it, I want to like get things that really like irked me out of the way.
I can't wait to talk about this.
The fact that MJ doesn't act anything at all like MJ kind of like irked me the whole time.
The stealth
She's just Lois Lane.
Like it's like she's a bad character that was written because of her name being Mary Jane. Like it would have been way better if it was Carly Cooper, but written the same.
Honestly, it would have been a nice change of pace if it was Carly Cooper, but at the same, because then it would have made it would have actually made sense for Peter Parker and Spider-Man's worlds to collide even more, since Yuri Watanabe is the police captain, and I think
she worked for the cops at one point in the comics.
Forensics analyst.
Yeah.
So that would have made sense for her to also to work for the police while at the same time Spider-Man is working with the police captain. So
yeah. There's also like certain parts in the game where it feels unfinished. Like
there is parts of the game that's unfinished actually.
Yeah.
I was actually walking on a bridge at one point and
saw that tweet.
You know how the game tells you you're exiting the playable area? Well, I never got that message at one point. So I kept walking. It
happened to someone else on Twitter too.
But then here's the real kick in the nuts. The cars stopped spawning. I kept walking, and then I saw a city of glitches.
Like even the cutscenes, they feel broken. Like the one where Spider-Man gets punched by Miles. Miles' whole dialogue just cuts, but his mouth still moves.
Wait, what do you mean his dialogue?
Like his character will like move his mouth, but you won't hear his voice.
Yeah, that's the problem when it comes to games. The lip syncing is so difficult.
Also, have you ever noticed?
See, I didn't get anything like that when I played.
They said that the story would be darker, but at the same time, they won't even allow any curse words to be said other than
people died.
Yeah, some guy killed himself.
People died, yeah, and a guy did kill himself. But
they executed a man with a sword on screen, bruh.
Yeah. They couldn't show the organ spliced out, but there you go.
Listen, I don't get why they put language when all the
profane words that were ever said were kick his ass, damn, and I think it was crap. That's it.
I just want to hear it.
Like, listen, the ESRB, they're sensitive, okay? That's why.
It's really retarded.
Like, the fucking rating system.
Like, I wasn't expecting anything, like, huge. I was at least expecting, like, one shit in there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I was expecting a fuck. Like, I've been saying fuck for Peter my whole gameplay. Like, Jesus. Like, why?
You want to talk about fuck?
He has 14 broken ribs.
I'm pretty much the teenage version of James Rolfe.
You want to talk about fuck? You want to talk about how many times I said it when every single time I got hit by a demon? Those guys can piss you off.
You want to say how many times my combo got fucked up by a brute? Oh, I just said fuck. There we go.
Spectacular.
Like, I swear, I cannot get over the fact that...
I played the game on, like, the easiest difficulty, and it was still hard.
I jumped into Spectacular, because, you know, I'm expecting it to be, like, the same old formula. Nah, I was wrong. I had to, like, get finessed by the Kingpin to a certain amount where I was like, yeah, I got this now.
Hey, DuckY?
Yeah?
Good luck. You might have to replay the game again in a future patch, because Insomnia confirmed that the next difficulty that they're adding is Ultimate. That's the hardest difficulty, so...
I hate the word Ultimate only because I don't like the comics.
I don't, you know, I'm gonna be honest, Ultimate Spider-Man, the game itself is average. Like, Ultimate Spider-Man
So do you think...
is just okay.
I just think they're overrated. They're extremely overrated.
Yes, they really are. Ever since MCU, those comics are glorified to the max. And they're not even, like, that good.
I played the game itself, and the Ultimate Spider-Man is just a fairly average game, and I barely remember it.
You know how, Sorry,
go
ahead.
Oh, okay, my bad. I think that the comics, Ultimate, they only get good right until Venom leaves for the first time.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only good stories that were ever Green Goblin, Venom storylines. Everything else was just trash. Well, they did DuckY, right? And Electro, right? And Kingpin. But everything
I like
else...
a lot.
Yeah. Oh God.
Anyways,
oh my God, we're 40 minutes into this thing. Jesus.
All right. Well, I gotta say something real quick about Ultimate. So you know how Arkham Knight's New Game Plus is locked in Nightmare Mode, which is the hardest. Do you think that they said they would add New Game Plus in a patch? So do you think it will be locked to Ultimate, or do you think there will be an even higher difficulty?
I really think that.
Does
I'm scared.
Get the feeling that the ultimate difficulty is just going to make every single enemy a Dark Souls enemy?
Yes. Dodge button is going to be your friend.
Oh, yeah.
More like your great...
It already became my friend. Like every time I see the Spider Sense... Every time I see the Spider Sense...
the love of your life. It's going to save you every single time.
You're going to have kids with that dodge button.
With how many times you're pressing it?
Like every time the white Spider Sense pops up, I instantly go to circle.
Yeah.
What other faction do you guys hate? I actually really hate the Sable Mercenaries.
I do.
Oh my God. The ones with jetpacks? It's over.
Oh yeah, dude.
Once I started having jetpacks, it was game over for me.
Dude, their lasers that they keep shooting at you, dude, they're super OP. They're overpowered. They are way overpowered. It's annoying. Like, I can't even get one thing done without them, like, literally shooting at me. And those white tanks with the...
Yes, the turrets on the top?
Oh, dude, those things will destroy you.
The turrets.
They have the blue lines that tell you they're shooting at you. But if you can't even dodge all of them at the same time, you the way to, like, teleport.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Sure.
You guys talk for a bit. I'll be right back.
Sure. Okay. I want to talk about another thing in the game. I'm pretty sure it's been talked about by everyone at this point. But what the fuck is up with the boat NPCs, man?
I don't know, man. I don't really care because I don't like going in the water.
Right. They said it's supposed to be a Spider-Man 2 Easter egg.
No, I know it's most likely not that.
It's because like they didn't want to waste money on making good NPCs on water, so
It's like there's already that whole downgrade controversy, and then you're just gonna go and add these Roblox characters on a boat that you can't.
You're gonna add these versions of Kanye and Lil Pump from I Love It.
Yes.
Jeez.
I was like, when I heard that there was gonna be no fall damage, I was kind of upset. But seeing how he like falls to the ground and breaks it gives a good sense of like where Spider-Man is in terms of strength. So,
Yeah, it makes sense. It really does make sense. And another thing I want to talk about. I don't exactly like how they just made MJ Lois Lane.
Yeah, she's not MJ at all.
She's not MJ at all. Yeah.
She's only Kate.
And I don't think we talked about this yet. Black Cat. Everyone got so pissed off on Twitter concerning like the way she looked. And as long as it's just pitiful to see them just like be like that, I'm just like, dude.
Like the thing that gets me off is the person, like the face. It just doesn't remind me of Black Cat at all.
I mean, I can see why the face does it, but like then again, she's not supposed to be this like supermodel type lady. Like I never pictured her that way anyway. She's just supposed to be just another New Yorker.
The only one I pictured as a supermodel was Mary Jane, because in the comics she's a supermodel.
Yeah, and she even gets stalked by some guy that was probably me.
Dude!
Yeah, she did get stalked.
You know, it doesn't really bother me because Black Cat's a fictional character and it's not going to affect anything I do, so...
Exactly. I just want something to look at as I swing.
Yeah.
Like, why am I chasing you? There's a billion girls out there in New York.
Yeah, well, because she's a thief.
So what did I miss?
We're talking about Black Cat now.
Yeah,
Yuri is...
And, some people on Twitter were upset that she didn't have her tits up.
Oh, for God's sake! It's like with James Kirk. No, not James Kirk. It's like T.J. Kirk ranting about Laura Croft, or I mean, oh fuck, I can't speak English right now. It's like with it's like with T.J. Kirk ranting about Alicia Vikander. Remember that back then?
Yeah, dude, that was fucking ridiculous.
Laura Croft is different. She could die. All right, like she exposes so much, and she'll just get cut up everywhere.
Yeah, like, people just expect
so that's why.
The people just expect.
And she's also a character that gets thrown through trees while hanging onto a torn parachute.
Right, like I don't know why she isn't like more padded up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But like one thing that
because video games appeal to the male fantasy. Am I right, fellas?
This is what I hate about video games. It appeals to the male fantasy.
We're a bunch of
Jesus,
dude. But seriously though, who gives a shit in the end? I mean, why can't we just have a well-rounded character?
One thing to be fair about is that like I kind of wish they kept the fur on her suit.
Yeah, fur is the only thing.
That's what I always liked about Black Cat's suit. But other than that, like I don't understand why they just want to see her tits. Like, dude, who cares? She's still thick either way. Have you guys seen the way she flips?
Have you seen that flip?
Thick as hell.
Like, Jesus, I don't.
Dwayne Johnson hard.
Like, I get that MJ was already flat beforehand, but like, dude, seriously? Whew.
I also like kind of got upset that you had to chase her again, and I thought about it, and I'm like, well, what other way are you supposed to interact with Black Cat other than chasing her?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
There's no reason.
Talk over ice, honestly.
So it's like you really have to keep no matter what. The quick time events are actually good in this game. I don't know.
Yeah, they actually serve a purpose. They're not needless.
They're
not like
they're really well.
And they even removed some because there were too many.
Yeah, the one fist thing, where he webs up the fist worker from the demons, I noticed that was gone.
Yep. Oh boy. We're getting close to the end of all this since we're basically 49 minutes in. So, what do you want to do to wrap it all up?
Let's
hit a fat dab, fellas.
One more thing.
Oh, hold on. I like how they added a bunch of comic poses, but they didn't add the pose that started off all of Spider-Man.
You mean the T-pose?
Oh my.
Yeah,
the amazing
exactly.
I haven't seen that at all.
And something I wanted to bring up was like how the Marvel Cinematic Universe fans and like the PS4 fans are kind of going at it.
Oh, they definitely.
Dude, about accuracy and shit, I
Yeah,
don't
that's-
give a fuck less about accuracy. Because you know why? Spider-Man gets rebooted so much to where accuracy doesn't even apply to him.
Exactly, like, who cares?
Right.
Like,
I
everyone
remember
was, like,
Spider-Man
in the middle
Reign.
of this argument about whether or not MCU Spider-Man or Insomniac Spider-Man is more accurate. It's fucking redundant because, like,
It's not
even
even,
though
like-
at the start, like, nobody gives accuracy.
No, like nobody gives a fuck. Like that's a for sure.
As
Spider-Man
long
gets
as you get
rebooted, like,
callbacks
every
to the
character,
canon, I'm
every
good.
other character, like, who
Right.
cares? It's an interpretation for a reason, guys.
Yeah. Like,
And,
no one complained about MCU Spider-Man having fucking RoboCop in his suit, but no,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
Oh yeah,
complained.
they did. Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, nobody complained about that. And even though, like, Homecoming has flaws, I still consider it an okay Spider-Man movie, even though it's nowhere near as good as the original trilogy for me.
Yeah.
Raimi for the win.
Oh, it's better than number 3. That, like, I'm 100% sure it's better than Spider-Man 3.
I consider 3 to be better. Sorry.
I disagree on that.
Yeah,
but,
Homecoming is definitely better than all the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
I'm just right now.
I don't like how Sandman killed Uncle Ben. Or
I
Uncle
really
Ben.
couldn't care
All
any
right.
less
So,
about
so the
Homecoming
first one
This is getting
holds up.
convoluted.
because
Is
I'm just really hyped for Far From Home.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been keeping up. I just know Hydro Man's gonna be in it.
I can already
Yeah,
tell
that's all
that
I
Jake
know.
Gyllenhaal, he's gonna kill it as Mysterio.
Jake Gyllenhaal is one of my favorite actors. Is one of my favorite villains. That's like a dream come true right there. So I'm probably gonna love it either way.
They were actually
I don't-
considering to cast somebody other than Bruce Campbell as Mysterio, and one of Raimi's picks was Jake Gyllenhaal, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. Like, I think it was a while back. But for them to cast Jake Gyllenhaal, that's brilliant. It's really
It's
brilliant.
gonna be hilarious having Mysterio complain about CG in movies and how he got him fired when Spider-Man's suit is basically CG.
Yeah.
Irony.
All right. One more thing I want to talk about. What was it? Who do you guys like? This is something I've always wondered. Who would you guys want to see as the MCU's Norman Osborn? Assuming he's going to come into play.
Oh my god, he better come into play.
I don't know.
For me, it'd either be or Bryan Cranston.
Well,
At first, like, watching Homecoming, I definitely think they should have cast him as Norman Osborn, like Michael Keaton.
Yeah, he would have been great.
I agree.
The irony and the amount of acting. Like, it's basically going to be Spider-Man versus Batman, but with two good actors.
Yeah.
Well, it's still the case. It's just that this time.
Kevin Spacey for Norman Osborn.
Dude, no.
To make Norman Osborn black,
God,
Yeah, do
no.
it. Do it. No, do
they
it.
have they'll have Terry Crews as Norman Osborn.
Yeah,
I'd pay
do
to see
it.
that.
Do it right now.
Terry
Yes.
Crews is doing more important things, like doing motion capture for Crackdown 3, which that game will probably get canceled anyway.
Idris Elba.
I was thinking you can do Dwayne Johnson as Uncle Ben. That'd be.
Wait, no, wait. You can't do Idris Elba. He's already dead.
To be fair, Uncle Ben is still like one of my dream casts.
Who is
Robert
Uncle
Downey
Ben?
Jr. as
Tom Hanks.
as Harry Osborn.
Tom Hanks
Yes.
as Uncle Ben might work, but he seems a little old for Marissa Tomei.
Oh well. Alrighty.
Oh, also, like, as you see how the advanced suit and the classic suit are both in the game? What if,
Yeah.
like, they add in the sequel, you get both classic symbiote and advanced symbiote?
What'd be the difference?
Like, I'm pretty sure they'll still keep all the weight, but add extra lines for the advanced suit.
I wonder if
Like,
maybe the advanced black suit should have raised webbing.
What do you guys think they'll change up in the city?
I don't know.
The problem
I mean,
is
It's not even in New York. What if it's like in a different location? Because they've already like overdone New York City.
Chicago. Chicago.
Yeah, maybe he'll catch up with Aiden Pierce there.
I was thinking maybe somewhere like Alabama or something. You know, that'd work.
No.
Oh yeah,
A bunch of Confederate flags in a Spider-Man game?
and he's a symbiote suit. So
Let's be real.
Shot.
For all his hacking ability, Aiden Pierce would get his ass handed to him by Spider-Man. It's just common sense. Peter Parker could easily find out where no matter how good of a hacker Aiden is, it's just he could easily track him down due to Peter having 8 years of experience as a superhero, so he could just.
Yeah,
Whatever.
How did these two characters relate at all?
I don't know. It doesn't.
Trevor brought Watch Dogs up as a joke, and I just
really like one thing I've always wanted from Venom as an interpretation. The Mac Guard, you can still see his eyes like through the lenses of Venom's eyes. So like seeing that in the game would be like frightening and cool at the same time.
Right.
Let's be real. Like, if Matt Gargan does end up getting infected by a symbiote in the sequel, assuming he's gonna come back, it'd be really nice for him to actually be treated as a threat, as a good symbiotic threat. Because in the comics, when he was Venom, he was just a complete jobber. Like
he was a dickhead.
He was a cannibal, and that was all that was to him.
I was like what made Venom the monster in this game. There was one thing that really disappointed me. What? You can't backhand Mary Jane, and I was really hoping it was going to be a quick time event where you have to mash square, just keep slapping Mary Jane in the face.
Like you tell her go hide.
Okay, one at a time here.
Guys, listen. This is Spider-Man, not Ant-Man. Okay.
Oh my god.
All right, we're close to getting to the end of this stuff. Like we're already 55 minutes into this.
Yeah,
Spider-Man has his fair share of beating women. He
snapped
Stacy's neck.
Remember when he threw like Mary Jane through the window of their apartment? And remember when he gave her cancer? That was a thing.
Well, no, he did slap Mary. Point. Okay. It was when he thought that he was the clone.
Oh no! You're gonna have to send that in the chat.
Okay.
What?
I will.
Mary Jane?
Yeah, because I definitely.
Remember when Peter shot Uncle Ben?
Wait.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Peter actually doing that though?
And then he killed himself out of revenge.
What the fuck? When was this?
It's my fan fiction.
Oh. I thought Marvel was like taking Xanax and they said, "Yo, let's make a what if story."
What if Peter Parker shot Uncle Ben and then killed himself out of frustration?
Okay, we're pretty much just rambling at this point. So you guys want to end
chat
tonight?
Check the chat, Duck.
Oh, never mind. Squid already found the image. Thank you, Squid.
Alrighty.
But yeah. Thank you guys so much for
get away from me. Leave me alone. Yeah, see, I was hoping you could do that in the game.
Alright, we'll go for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, if you want to go and jump in our Discord server, links in the description below. And we have a Twitter channel.
Follow that as well.
Yeah, follow that as well. Good night, everybody.
Don't read One More Day.
Follow our Twitter channel and our YouTube page, please.
One More Day's bad. Yeah, follow.
It's
not
One
good.
Day will always be Spider-Man. No competition.
Also, good night.